Self-acceptance sounds really easy. It's the accepting of oneself, right? Well, if only it were that simple. You see, my road to accepting who I was a really rocky one. In fact, it wasn't even a road, but rather a prison that I had confined myself in. Growing up in school, I was a very shy and awkward kid who would nod or shake his head when spoken to, only because I didn't want the words coming out of my mouth to be misinterpreted. I didn't want to be bullied, and so I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself. And this unfortunately carried over into my dating life, where I would go out with girls and they would always say, "Mike, you're a really nice guy, but..." And I'm sure you know how that story ends. But there was one moment in particular in my dating life that altered everything. And I remember it so vividly, sitting in that Starbucks only 2 days after Christmas with my then girlfriend. I ordered both her and I a coffee. We sat down. She asked me how my family was doing, and then she got right into it. She said that we couldn't be together anymore. And although I was a nice guy, we had no chemistry. No chemistry. These words would haunt me for months, yet ironically, these were also the words that were the catalyst to helping me realize exactly who I was. It was my big bang, the beginning of everything on my love and acceptance journey. So the day after she dumped me, I went to my local gym and I signed up for a membership because I wanted to prove to myself that I was more than just a nice guy, that I was a warrior too. And so I set a New Year's resolution. I was going to get into the best shape of my life. They say that great thoughts lead to great actions, but in this case, my actions of working out led to me having really great thoughts, as I came to realize that moving is man-made motivation. It's a superpower. As I laid there on the bench as if I was in therapy, the barbell had become my therapist, listening to all my pain. My friends started to notice my progress and were complimenting me a lot. I began seeing my counselors, barbell and dumbbell, 5 times a week. And the once unathletic kid who was laughed at in gym class had suddenly become more athletic than most of his former peers. But unfortunately, as time continued to pass on, the adversity continued to pile up. I unfortunately lost my mother and grandparents within months apart from one another. And I was in turmoil. I was devastated. But I have to thank the gym for being there to help me grieve. Working out the day after losing your mom seems ludicrous, but I have to thank my friend Kevin for dragging me out and forcing me to go. Because initially I wasn't going to, and something must have told him I needed to. And he's right, because it was that workout that I realized how far I had come. I wasn't working out to look good, I was working out to feel good. I wasn't concerned about how big my chest was after losing my mom, but what I was concerned about was finding the motivation and the inspiration to push forward, just like she would have wanted me to. Fitness even introduced me to his friends. Journaling, reading, and meditation. And one day while meditating and saying affirmations, there was one that was like a pickaxe striking gold. And it was, every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. And in that moment, I saw myself back in that Starbucks. I saw myself drinking the last bitter drops of that coffee, only to over time have my cup refilled with the revitalizing tea of life. I realized I didn't need the outside approval of others. I had constantly, over and over and over again, overcome adversity on my own. I kept growing, and I loved myself for it. Here I am 5 years later, now a coach, the once shy guy who is scared of his own shadow, to now leading by example, showing others that they can do it all for themselves too, simply by moving. And I've now accepted that amidst all the adversity, I needed it, not to be diminished, because I wasn't, but I was freed. And I have to thank fitness for allowing me to feel and live my best life, and for showing me how to love and accept exactly who I am.